You didn't go. Hello, welcome back. It's me again. Hopefully none of you has gone off from my last video. I would really be sad if you're gone already. We are doing a series called Sleep Travels to... First one is Switzerland, and we picked it because it was our favorite place. And it was not an easy option. We've been to some really good places, but if I have to choose a word to describe Switzerland, it would be magical. It's magical on many different levels, and I would say it's definitely a place that's not easy to be replaced. So how am I doing this? I'm going to play the video and talk about it as I watch it. I love the intro. I thought Emile did a really good job. He wanted to show it in an impactful way. It definitely made you want to see what's gonna happen. This shot was our first destination. It was Montreux. Excuse my poor French. I am not good at the pronunciation. We flew to Geneva airport, then we took a train from there to Montreux. Where we stayed was right across from the train station. It was called Eurotel, I believe. Amazing hotel because when I booked it, I booked an economy room, but they upgraded us to a really nice room with a panoramic view and a nice balcony. We were only there for one night. They probably weren't that busy, so they were really nice to do that. I highly recommend that hotel because they also provided a Montreux card, which gives you free public transport across the town. So we could just hop on the bus outside the hotel and it took us to this landmark, which is what you're seeing here. It's the Chilon Castle. We didn't go in because it was such a nice day. We just walked around the castle. It was right next by the lake and there were mountains surrounding the area, so it was really pretty. We did meet a really cute cat. I find it amazing how the cats there weren't scared of people. They loved to be around you. Like they wouldn't leave you alone, they just kept following you everywhere. This shot is epic. Emile did a time lapse at the balcony in Wengen. I just love how the clouds were moving and it's just so crazy. Wengen is another town that we were staying in. It was a bit of a journey from Montreux. The cable car was also really good. We took it in Wengen and then it took us up to a point called Manischen. Excuse my German, it's really bad. That's another cool part about Switzerland. The language changed from French to German, depends on where you are. So when we were in Montreux, they were speaking French. And then when we were in Wengen, they spoke German. So if you know both language, this would be an ideal place for you. Manischen was also really cool because there were so many cows there and they didn't really care about the people. They were just there doing their business and we were going really close to the cow. I saw a lot of little kids actually touching the cow. I was a bit scared that the cow would eat them. To be honest, I don't think the cow liked me that much. It seemed a bit annoyed that I kept bugging it. There's me in deep thoughts, probably thinking, when are we getting food? One of my favorite parts of the journey was the train. We took this Golden Pass train. It was a really scenic train journey. You don't have to book it in advance, but we did book our seats in advance because I was doing a bit of a research. If you are traveling from Montreux to Zweisimmen, sounds a bit odd. You can pay 8 Swiss francs per person and you could choose the seat you want. And people online were saying to choose on the right side if you're facing forward. But if you are not bothered, so you can save some money and just find a seat that was empty. I saw a lot of people doing that and they had no problem getting a seat. But bear in mind the time you go. It was roughly a 2-hour train journey. It was so pretty. This shot was actually taken when we were on a cart from a station to the hotel in Wengen. They were very nice. If you call them from the train station, they will come and pick you up and your luggage. And here's the hike. Supposedly it would only take 2.5 hours, but it took us 5 hours. And don't ask me why. Also, you wouldn't want to wear leather jacket and Converse on a hike like that. I don't know what I was thinking. I packed the wrong stuff for this trip. I will be honest, I had to throw that pair of Converse away after that trip. I nearly gave up halfway because it was just so steep, the slope. I've never hiked like that. I would say that was the hardest hike ever, or even the first proper hike I've ever done. But it was nice that we kept encouraging each other. We were telling each other how pretty it will get when we get there. So please keep going, please keep going. And here is an embarrassing footage of me dancing really close to the edge, which is another thing you shouldn't be doing, by the way. I don't know what I was thinking again. I was just having a really good time. I think the hike did really turn me a bit nuts. Thankfully, nobody was watching. Yeah, we were amazed by how empty the trail was. There was just barely anybody. You'll be on your own most of the hike. Look at the guy that's running. I would say my speed was not even half of his. Emile was laughing at that moment because he was just running by and there's me behind him going super slowly. Like, that was my speed. I was out of breath a lot. Yeah, very unfit. But yeah, if someone like me could do it, you could do it. So I definitely encourage you to hike if you're in Switzerland. Here you see the helicopter. We also saw some paragliders. We really wanted to do it, but it was just so expensive, so we didn't do it. But another idea for you if you want to go to Switzerland, I think you could book in advance as well. I thought it was quite a cool shot of the food, but we didn't really like the food there, I'll be honest. They were so expensive and the taste of it was a bit bland, and not sure, maybe it was just our experience. It might be really good for you. But one thing that we kind of wish we did was buying our grocery and just make our own food. But sadly, where we were staying didn't have a kitchen or microwave. It did have a kettle. The price of the food gave me a big shock. When we were in McDonald's at the airport, I couldn't believe it. We ordered 2 meals and it cost us 28 Swiss francs. That's really expensive. Never had that expensive McDonald's ever before. It wasn't even tasty, so I was so disappointed. I would say that that's the major downside of Switzerland, how expensive things were when you are in the country. The flight for us was quite cheap to fly from London to Geneva, but accommodation and food cost a lot, so we couldn't go there for more than 4 days. I would say you could pack a lot in if you travel like us. Before I forget, the hike we did was from Wengen to Kleinschedek. It was that long hike we did, but some people took the train, which could work as well, but I would suggest hiking up and then taking the train down, which was what we did. Oh, also buy a Swiss half-fare card before you go. That was what we did, and it saved quite a lot of money if you are taking the train rather than driving. It just makes all your train journeys, and I believe cable cars as well, all of them half price. Obviously, you would have to pay for this card. I also love how good the train system was. It was really efficient and fast, no delays at all. And they do this honesty system, so you just hop on the train. You don't have to scan the ticket. There's not even a gate or anything. Sometimes there will be ticket inspector on the train and they will ask to see your ticket and you will get a fine if you don't have it. I also think it may have been a good idea if you hire a car and drive, since the roads would be really scenic and the train travels could take a few transfers to get to places, so I think renting a car may be a good idea next time. I also love how friendly people were. Maybe I'm used to living in London. When I was there, I didn't know how to respond when people were really friendly. Strangers saying hi to us on the hike. I was like, oh, did that person just talk to me? Or was I imagining? I want to end this with a poem that I wrote. I thought it would sum up the trip really well. Looking at this shot Emile took of me on the bench, living somewhere flat, it's crazy to see such big mountains, and it gave me hope at that moment. I thought there's so much more in the world to see, and this is not it. And I also love how humble mountains make me feel. I think that's one reason I always love the mountains a lot more than, say, the beach or island. I love how it makes me feel so small. It's like in that moment, nothing matters, not even me. So the poem goes like this. You are so tall, I am so small. I'm nothing in front of everything. Tell me that this is real and there is more to explore. 'Cause I want to remember the world is still tender. I am a child again, following the train, dancing in the rain. I cannot explain if I am insane, or this terrain is just free of pain. I love it. I hope you love it too. Yep, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any question about the trip, I'd love to help. Highly recommend going there, especially if you're already in Europe and you haven't been. You have to go. It will blow your mind. Bye.